Hello and welcome along to the next instalment of my camper conversion YouTube channel. So this video is part of a series converting a VW T5 high top. The conversion's coming along quite nicely. I'm just building up the interior and I'm fitting the seats in just so I can then build the units around the seats. I've mounted the RX-8 seats onto the bases. There should be a video on my channel already showing how I've mounted these in and fitted it into the van. Now I've just managed to pick up a passenger side swivel base, so I'm going to be mounting this onto the base in between the seat and the actual base itself. Hopefully it should be relatively straightforward. If you're doing this with standard seats, it should just be a case of bolting off the old seats, bolting on the new ones. Now because these are aftermarket seats, I'm hoping, because all of these holes along there should be plenty of options to be able to actually mount them in. But the only way to find out is to actually get the seats taken apart, get the base on and see how it goes along. So I'm going to get this seat back off the base, get the swivel mounted. Hopefully that should just bolt straight on, and then it's going to be a case of trying to line up where is best going to be the rails for the RX-8 seats. So that's the seat off. I didn't bother filming it because I've managed to get the RX-8 seat so it's just 4 bolts straight in, so filming it would have just been unscrewing 4 bolts and lifting the seat straight off the base. So now the base is free, let's have a look at this swivel and see how easy this is going to go on. So because this is actually a Reimo base, this one's made specifically for the T5, it just sits smack bang right on top of the base. As you can see, it just overlaps slightly. Now because this base did have the RX-8 seats fitted to it prior to actually having the swivel base fitted, the 2 front lugs of the base have actually been ground off. The rear 2 still line up perfectly where the original holes are. So obviously if you're going to be fitting a swivel base, don't be chopping the lugs off, because that would have been the perfect ideal mounting spot. Thankfully though, all the way around the base, it's a bit stiff. As you can see, there's plenty more alternatives on the front, so you don't necessarily have to rely on the original ones if they were ground off. There's still plenty more securing places around, going around the base. So this looks as though it's going to be basic and easy enough to mount on. Now it's a case of seeing how well the seat's going to fit to it. So I've mounted the base on the front with 3 securing bolts as well, so the actual swivel base itself isn't going anywhere. Now looking at the seats, because I'd had to drill new holes into the base for the rails did sit on the old base quite nicely. They didn't need to have any extending bars or anything like that, on the passenger seat that is anyway. But because this swivel base has been designed just for the actual T5 seats themselves, they're going to have new holes drilled to go through, and they don't actually line up with where they were factory. But the rails themselves don't overlap much, as you can see. It's just a shame they're about 1 centimetre each side, just that little bit too wide. So they're going to have that little bit of modification to the base. I'll get my drill out, get some holes drilled through, get them bolted on, and we'll see what it looks like. There we go, there's the seat, fully fitted. All the sliding mount fully installed as well. Seats sliding backwards and forwards, lovely. I've connected up the ground for the heated wire as well, just so I can wire in the heated seat mechanism on these. The actual swivel itself works fine, it's just a bit stiff, that's all, but it'll obviously turn a hell of a lot easier when it's actually bolted in place, but it spins all the way around, so it'll go all the way around to face the back of the van as it should. So now it's just a case of getting this bolted back in, getting the wiring done for the heated seats, and that'll be these seats done. So there's the passenger seat fully mounted back in now, with the swivel base mounted between the seat and the base. It's all mounted nice and neatly, it looks nice and quite professional really. Can't really see any mounting bolts or brackets or braces on the passenger side, so as I say, it looks nice and neat, as you can see. Certainly a hell of a lot better than the grubby old double passenger seat that was in here anyway. And to swivel it around, just need to move the seat forward. Behind the seat. And there we go. There is the passenger seat facing the rear of the van. And I say, once it's turned round, then it can be moved backwards and forwards again, as and where needed. Rotates freely when it's all the way around. So I say that's went in really nicely, pretty straightforward, because as I say, this base was designed specifically for the T5. Swivel it back again, just move the seat forward and just rotate all the way around. And it locks into place. Then you just sit as normal. So that's how I've fitted a Reimo swivel base onto a T5 base with an RX-8 seat. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, do give it that good old thumbs up. Have a look at my channel, there's loads of content on my channel. I've also got a video showing how I've fitted the actual RX-8 seats before fitting the swivel base. That includes all the wiring for the driver's seat as well as everything else inside this van. I'm documenting the entire conversion in here. So have a look at my channel, give this video a good old thumbs up, leave a comment, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video of the series. Thanks for watching. Cheers.